Hey everyone, it's been a few days since I've played some solo matches, so I figured I'd try out a new build and shake off some rust in the process. So for this test run, I'm going to be playing a Deep of Night match to see how it actually performs in the competitive or ranked mode of the game. So first up, I'll be showing these weird relics that I'm running. Of course, I have to put Night Invaders on for the damage buff, and I'm throwing on Roar and Breath attacks on everything, including your loadout, Seppuku, so we get the extra damage from tenacity. So you're going to up your damage by a lot, and it's going to apply to the ultimate. The Roar and Breath attacks is going to be for Executor's ult, which whenever he does the transformation, it does damage that counts as a Roar attack. So for these deep relics, I'm just going to be running defeating enemies for art gauge because you really need that to get this build going. And you're going to be needing physical attack up as well because all of his moves count as physical. And with all the damage stacked from the Seppuku, it's going to be pretty cool to see. So it's strange and it's a weird combination, but it's one of those where you're going to have to trust the process. Having said that, let me show you how this run went. So let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so for this video, I wanted to show a run that wasn't perfect. I wanted to bring something that's like, you'll see struggle, and you'll see that even though there's mistakes, I still keep going and end up securing the victory. The whole point is just that one thing happens, it's okay. Just don't get frustrated, because when you get frustrated is when you actually start to make more mistakes. So it's best to just like keep calm, just stay level-headed as best as you can, and just keep going. You'll see here, I allow myself to get surrounded. I kind of forgot that it was depths for a little bit. It's okay. We'll come back. We'll try it again. So, a little bit about this build is it's all gonna focus on the beast mode of his ult. So, I found that when you get the tenacity buff from Seppuku, it applies to the beast mode. Yeah, I make another mistake here. Don't attack when the enemy's attacking. That's okay. And so 2 setbacks already in the beginning. And it's like, oh man, but we're just gonna keep going, just get our stuff back. See what he dropped if it's useful. Just grab it because you got torch guy right there. It's not good. Alright, so I'm gonna want to go to Night Invaders. So I'm gonna make my way over there, but I'm gonna charge my ult because I have defeating enemies. And I got another level, so I'm gonna be level 3. And I'm gonna go see if I can take care of those Night Invaders, get my levels up a little bit, and see if I can get a damage boost right away. I'm gonna take some of that stuff just in case. That has holy damage negation, so I'm gonna grab that. I do know that I hold on to stuff and sometimes I'll use it, sometimes I'll forget it's there. But that's one thing I have to work on. So I'm gonna go see who's over here. I already got my ult, so I'm ready. I'm gonna buff right here. And we're gonna ult, but he's blocking everything because he's insane. I'd say Guardian's probably the hardest of the Night Invaders to do. So, to try to get my ult back again. But this right here kind of cost me time-wise. And then I see the storm's coming, so it's like, now I gotta leave. So, storm's pushing me up. So now, I'm gonna see what's here. They got too much damage negation until their stance breaks, so I'm gonna hold off on them. I probably won't do them. Let's see what this guy's got. Ooh, that's perfect. That's so perfect for this. Lord of Blood Exaltation on the talisman gives you a buff whenever you have Bloodlust in vicinity. The other talisman you're going to be looking for is the Roar Medallion, because the Roar attacks will apply to your ult. And you want to get the Bloodlust in vicinity because that stacks with the talisman. And then you're going to want to grab, if you get it, because I know it's rare sometimes it's rare. So if you get the option for Moog Spear and you're running this build, pick it up, because all that together is going to be awesome. You're going to love it, trust me. So I'm under leveled. I'm level 3 and I gotta do castle because I need something, you know? So I'm gonna buff here. And the thing with me buffing right there is, even though it's just a Leo 9 down here, I'm level 3 and I can just go ahead and wipe him out with my ult. Or most of my ult will do the heavy lifting for me. It's gonna let me bypass just the time that I kind of lost in the beginning. And all I have to do now is just proc a bleed on him and that's it. And now I'm just gonna hit up. I'm gonna see who's on top castle and see if it's one of those bosses that I can take out quickly, especially at this level. That's why instead of just killing the red guy and going, I just took out everybody to get my ult back. And I'm gonna see if I can actually ult on this guy up here, if it's possible to get him out with most of my ult, and then finish him the rest of the way. Okay, so change of plans. I'm gonna go ahead and take out the Vanished instead. He's too tanky for my ult, and being level 5, the ult would carry the damage, but once I go back to human form, one mistimed guard could be the end of me. Not saying it's impossible. It would consume a lot of time though. And time is of the essence. So I'm gonna get a quick critical on him. And then I'm gonna go ahead and ult for crowd control. So I know storm shrinking. It's almost time to go. I'm gonna see if I can lure this guy out. I'm just checking on the map constantly, seeing where the zone is or where the storm's at. Still safe right now. The reason why stamina recovery is so good, it's good on everybody, I'd say. The reason why it's so good is because it's like faster recovery. Like if you use a charged attack and you're out of stamina, you're stuck in that recovery frame. And I've been guilty of doing that. Or when your guard's broken as Guardian. The same thing for Executor. If you mistime a block and you miss a parry on Wilder, and it takes your whole stamina bar, the stamina recovery being increased helps you get it back. My goal is I want to buff before this boss fight. It's Wormface. He's got a lot of enemies that constantly spawn, so the defeating enemies is going to be constantly recharging my ult for me. I'm going to try to take this guy out without taking unnecessary damage, but he's petty with it, so And then I'm just gonna get rid of the stragglers. I'm gonna leave one guy for a little bit. And while he's just walking around, I'm gonna create a little bit of distance so I don't get grabbed. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start buffing. So I'm gonna go ahead and ult on one face, and wow, that damage is crazy. I don't even have to fight him in my human form at this point. Just let the ult take care of it for me. Might do sudden death. Alright, my next goal is to finish off the Night Invaders. Since I didn't get this done on the first night, I'll have to decide what matters more in this run. The crater or getting all the Night Invaders. So, I'm not going to be able to do both. I could if I'm fast enough and if I don't make any mistakes. I'm gonna loot real quick, see if there's anything good here. You can check this right here. Sometimes they'll have damage negations there. If you're desperate and you don't have any, just take a look. Sometimes you'll get something good. He's taken care of. I'm gonna see what he's got. Guard breaking, stance breaking. See if I can take out these enemies and get my ult back. I'll take a peek at this. Ooh, okay. Damage negation at low. That will apply to the beast form of your ult. It's less than that one, so I'm gonna hold on to what I got. Now I'm gonna want to make my way to these other night invaders. I'm gonna kill these enemies, charge the rest of my ult. Almost there. That should be good. It'll auto charge the rest of the way. I actually quite like this build. Mostly I practice in a casual match, but I just really wanted to do a Deep of Night match to test this build out before I actually like go into trios with it, just so I can see if it's actually viable in Deep of Night. And I'm actually liking it so far. This is so cool. It's hard for me now to want to go back to the Cursed Sword, critical hit Executor, and all of that. This gives me the most value out of his ult for the amount of time that I have it, and this is pretty cool. So I'm gonna go and see who I've got. I'm gonna buff while they're coming out to me. Hopefully they don't sneak up on me. Okay, so we got an Undertaker and Scholar. Go ahead and use my ult. It's gonna do all the heavy lifting for me. Alright, that's both of them. And now I'm just gonna get rid of these guys here because I don't want any interruptions when I'm trying to loot. I can also just charge my ult on them too, instead of having to like find some things on the way to get rid of. Okay. I'm gonna take the taking damage. That will apply to my ult. Shared order could be nice. I want to do this guy, but now that the storm's here and the circle's closed all the way, and it's just this. Oh, nothing good for me. Okay, now that the circle's already closed and it's already kind of like midday or halfway through the day, I want to go ahead and see if I can do Crater. This maybe spent a little too long looting. Could definitely cut that shorter. Okay. I won't be able to do the formidables on the outside. I gotta go straight for the main objective. But I want this church. So, let's see. I'm probably gonna avoid that guy. And I don't want to waste time on these guys. I think I'll pass them up if they let me through. I might save them for later after this and just get my ult back. Well, in hindsight, I should have just taken care of them. It's okay. Go ahead and start again. That was my fault. I'm not gonna worry about it. Alright. So, a little setback. The whole crater's not gonna get done. That's okay. Not worried about it. I'm gonna get my runes back. I'm gonna see if I can secure this bonfire here. And if it so happens to come down to it, then I'll just head to zone. If there's nothing else that I can do. Oh, there he is. Max HP. I'm gonna take that. Alright. Gonna get my ult back real quick. So, not a lot got to be done. I might want this right here, but the attacks impaired could be bad because it could impact the ult. If I'm using the claw could literally just do 1 damage because of attacks impaired. So you just take that at your own risk. It's not a big deal, but if you have like a, like if you're doing crit hits or a charge attack or something, it could happen at the time that you need it to not happen. I want to charge my ult the rest of the way, so I'm gonna see if I can find anybody up here on the way. Let's get rid of a few enemies. Alright, got my ult. I'm gonna loot this body real quick. It's alright, it's nothing good. Like, nothing that I need. Another reason why I think it's good to practice solo in general, deep in night or not, could be normal. It really doesn't have to be depths. You get to know your own potential. So, if we take a look at this run and we see all the stuff that went wrong, and even though that happened, I'm still going to try and push through. I'm still gonna keep going. Even if, all the mistakes I made, I'm trying to acknowledge them, reminding myself to stay calm, don't stress about it. It's okay. Try it again, you'll get it. And the reason why it's so good to know your own potential as an individual is because when you apply that in a team aspect, when you take that and transfer it over to trios, you'll know exactly what you can contribute. You'll be able to increase your team's overall value. Even if somebody on your team is not doing so well, you don't have to worry about it because you know that you can handle it. You've done it before, you've faced hardships, and you followed through. And it's always just important to just follow through. Don't give up when it's trashy. Don't give up when it's terrible. It's hard. It sucks. Keep going. That's what makes you a better player. But you need the mindset to be able to improve. You have to be able to acknowledge and understand that there is always room for improvement. Nobody's a perfect player. So I'm gonna try to buff, create some space. I'm really starting to like this. I know I said it before, but this build is freaking awesome. Oh, he's spamming now. I've never seen this move that many times in a row. That's crazy. I'm just gonna go ahead and fight him normal at this point. So, I think I might be able to level up by the end of this. But if it's between levels and getting something from the shop, depending on what's in the shop, I might choose that over a level. If it comes down to it. The reason why it's important just to not stress out so much is because of panicking in general, it's always gonna lead to a mistake being made. The longer you go on in the fight, you're more likely to get fatigued, or you're more likely to make a mistake. whole run all the way through, there was, I don't even know how many times I died. I know at least 3 times. And it was tough getting back into it, but just don't give up. I don't know, I was a little frustrated in the beginning, but you just gotta keep going, because you shouldn't let go of it, because even though it started off that way, it can get way better. And if one thing goes wrong, or something doesn't go your way, or something messes up, the game's not over. Do not give up, because there may have been a chance that the match that you let go of could have been a victory. And even if it's not, it's okay. If you made it to the end of this video, then I just want to say thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed a little bit of seeing how I like to play, or of me just getting back into doing a solo run. I'll be leaving this boss fight here for you guys to look at, just so you can see how everything went to kind of conclude the run. I won't be talking throughout the boss fight, or there won't be any commentary like that throughout it, just so that way you can just have the full thing as is. And if you like the video, or you want to see anything else like this, or if there's anything else you want to see, then just let me know. There's so much more that I want to share with you all, and I've been working on a few of you guys' suggestions as well, so just hang in there for a little longer while I try to get those out to you. Alright, thank you for watching. Subscribe if you want. You don't have to. Just don't forget to enjoy your day, or you have a good night, okay? Take care of yourselves, and always remember, the whole point is to have fun. Alright, see you later.